What is up, Cancer? Welcome to your weekly general timeless reading. These are general readings, so they are not personal readings, so they will not be meant for every single one of you, and that is perfectly okay. So if they don't resonate, go ahead, check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter sign, because you can watch more than just your sun sign. You can watch your rising and your other placements I just mentioned. I personally always watch my rising sign first, just to throw that out there. I just like to. I explain more in How to Interpret Tarot video that I've linked down in the description box for you guys. Whether you're new to tarot or not, I highly recommend watching it because I talk about stuff like that in that video. It's only 12 minutes long, so it's short, sweet, to the point. Also, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Please give this video a thumbs up. It does help the channel grow, whether or not you're new. And timeless readings, meaning that whenever you see this reading is when it's most meant for you, okay? Also, please keep in mind the energies can be reversed, so this could be your energy, it could be someone around you, and if it's you that you're watching this for, you could also be watching this as a cross watcher, per se, basically. So other than that, if you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, I am a master Reiki practitioner. I have clients all over the globe. You can go ahead and book your session down below through my website and description box. And that's on Eastern Standard Time in the US, and it's in US dollars, okay? Also, if you want to be a patron, you can join our Patreon family. The link is in the description box. That's where I do all the monthly readings for each zodiac sign. Those readings are an hour long, if not longer each. And I've already done all the November readings. I'm starting December readings. And if you want access to energy shift readings, moon cycle readings, retrograde readings, post-shadow readings, and weekly Patreon only readings, all that exclusive content is on that channel. So go ahead and check that out. All cheaper than one personal reading too, so woohoo. But Cancer, let's get into it. Let's see what's going on with you guys. I really want to use Tarot Illuminati. This is actually like, I use this deck for a lot of like 3D readings, so this tends to be things that are going on in the workplace. This tends to be like if you're thinking about moving, which seems to be like a really big theme this time of year, is people like, I want to move, or I want a new job. Big changes, big sudden changes. I'm hearing sudden changes. Okay, let's see what's going on, Cancer. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Show me what I most need to see for Cancer. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I don't focus on anything particular for these readings. It's just whatever spirit most wants you to hear, okay? First card out, Queen of Wands. This is going to be Aries energy. It's also Leo for me as a reader, but it is Aries if you're doing traditional tarot. So this is a very frustrated energy when you have a Queen of Wands in reverse. It's typically someone who's frustrated their manifestation isn't coming through. I feel like this is somebody who's frustrated with you, though. I don't think this is you. I think this is someone in your environment. But again, energies can be reversed, so take it as it resonates as yeah, it's someone in your environment, though. Two of Cups attached to it. It could be a strong soulmate connection. Two of Cups. Doesn't have to be romantic. Could also be a friendship. Could be a parent. Ten of Swords. Recently ended connection. Yeah, Nine of Swords. Somebody you left behind in a previous cycle. There's a lot of ending cycles. It feels like a friendship. It doesn't feel romantic. Some of you, it could be romantic, so take it as it resonates. But it feels more like a friendship, because when we had that full moon in Taurus on October 31st, that's a lot of soul tribe energy that we were breaking down. This feels Soul Tribe, especially with this deck. This is like my home 3D world deck, so I'm not shocked that Soul Tribe is coming up. Soul Tribe is friends, family, people that you consider home, right? It can be relationships in regards to romance. This feels more of like friends and family, though. Two of Cups connection does not always have to be romance. I want to be very clear about that. Two of Cups just means deep connection. It's just soul related. It's soul energy, okay? Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords in reverse just means that we progressed to finally closing out the cycle. It just tells me it took a long time to finally walk away from whoever this Queen of Wands was. I say was because it does feel like it's already ended. For some of you, it's currently ending. Some of you, you're not here yet because time is fluid. So each of you are on this timeline at a different pace, which is why I changed the timeless readings instead of weekly readings, okay? For those of you who've been with me for a while. Then we have the sky. It's very, yep, Temperance, Sagittarius energy. I like this. We're actually going into Sag season, I want to say on the 22nd, 23rd. I really like Sag energy right now, and Temperance. We are going into a lot of self-care. We're getting away from the focus of being on relationships. We're getting more into, okay, I'm releasing these connections because it's time to shift the focus onto myself. It's time to set my boundaries with people and realize that. Now I want you to be careful with the way you set these boundaries, because if you're being very sword energy, very cutting with your boundaries, you could actually cut connections that are very significant to you, okay? By being too harsh with boundaries. Like, there's a difference between setting boundaries and cutting ties. There's a big difference between setting boundaries with people and cutting ties. Okay, so I'm just saying in general, because collectively we're still in the Mars retrograde. That's going to be ending on the 13th, so this week. But it's a timeless reading. But I'm just saying to be cautious with that. Because Mars is the god of war, aggression. Mercury went direct, so we are getting communication clearing up, but there is a little bit of a post shadow going on still. So just be a little cautious. Then we have Temperance over here. Okay, so Temperance is a lot of healing. It's also patience and some divine timing for me. It's also my card for your guides, for your angels and ancestors. Just because Temperance comes out does not mean that you're dealing with the Sagittarius. Cards can have multiple meanings. It doesn't always represent that zodiac sign, because I know I get a lot of people in the comments like, oh, it must be my Sag. In this case, this card is indicative of patience. It's indicative of healing. It's not representing somebody. It's not representing somebody. One more time. It's not representing somebody. Okay? Okay. It's just representing the healing that's about to take place because the cycle ended. A Ten of Swords is a very painful cycle. It was very hard to drop whoever this Queen of Wands was. This could be someone in your environment who's very attractive, who's a really good manifester, and for some reason, there's a very harsh ending here. Very harsh, very cold cutting with this person. A very strong connection. Could be a family member, could be a friend. But now Spirit's kind of like, okay, we got to heal this because it almost feels traumatic. With the Ten of Swords, that's kind of a traumatic cut. Painful cut. Okay, so some of you might have been cutting ties where it could have been a boundary. Others of you, it's just a very painful ending with somebody that was hard to walk away from. Yep. Cutting ties where it could have been a boundary, because now I got a Knight of Swords in reverse. That's a very impulsive, I'm done. I'm done. I can't deal with you anymore. You're kind of pushing my boundaries. So it's a cut tie. Knight of Swords in reverse. Gemini energy. Let's get into some clarifiers. Yeah, impulsive. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. Followed by the Six of Swords in reverse. Followed by the Five of Swords, which is conflict. Ooh. Ooh, both in reverse. Six of Swords and the Five of Swords. That's digressing. Digressing? How is it said? Digressing? Digressing. Digressing? Digressing. You know those words where you gotta say it over and over in your head each way before you know? I digress. There it is. I digress. There we go. I had to ponder it for a little minute there. But somebody was very impulsive, might have had some harsh communication with this. So it could just be simply that the form that this connection took with this, whoever this Queen of Wands is, whether it be a family member or a friend, you cut that tie. Some of you, it could be romantic, okay? So just take it as it resonates. But it was probably impulsive, probably very just, I can't deal with you right now. You're kind of pushing my buttons, so I'm just gonna be very harsh, have some really cutting conversation with you. We're done here. Could have even been ghosting this person or a very sudden breakup for those of you who are romantic, but it feels a little spicy. Spicy. My tarot decks are now over here, so that's why I'm looking over this way. I'm not just like, okay, bye. Let's see, what do I want to clarify with? Let's do, Manga Tarot is really called, Interesting. Interesting. I don't use this deck often. This is my Ten of Swords deck, not like because the Ten of Swords is already out. This deck in particular, when I use this deck, Cosmic Tarot, which, by the way, all the tarot decks I use are linked down below. Such bad pain right now. I have MS, for those of you who don't know. Just kind of having a flare up. So I'm having some sharp. That MS hug, if any of you know what the MS hug is, oh, it's not fun. It's just hard to get like a breath when you have that. It's just like, feels like just a sharp, really sharp hug. It's okay. It passes. It passes. It just takes some time. Okay. We're getting there. It's almost gone. It's fading. We're fading. Let's look at this Queen of Wands. Tower. Talk about an ending. Yeah, this is already ended. It's already done. This is a past energy with the Queen of Wands. Tower, Aries, Mars, Scorpio energy. I actually really like that this ended with the Tower energy. I don't like that it ended, but I do like that a tower showed up because it tells me that the universe did play a role in it. Some of you, it's a self-imposed tower though, but some of you definitely created this tower moment. Sorry. Squeezing on my chest right now. It makes it hard to breathe sometimes. Yeah, Ace of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Wow. So whoever this Queen of Wands is, friend or family member, their cup was literally being blocked. They're like, I just wanted to give you love. I just wanted to give you affection. And they're a true soulmate connection. And it's kind of like, nope. Whoever did the cutting of this connection, because the other person just feels like they just were a little chaotic, a little impulsive, maybe had too much on their plate. No, I don't want your cup right now. I'm blocking it. I have too much going on. I'm self-imposing a tower, block, 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 because the Eight of Wands in reverse is my block card. So whoever this Queen of Wands is, basically got rejected. So now this Queen of Wands is going cold, very harsh energy around the Queen of Wands, but all they wanted was the Ace of Cups with whoever they're offering it to. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. Like, this can genuinely just be a friend or family member, like wanting to hang out, wanting to have a deep conversation, like wanting to spend time with you, just wanting to be close again. And somebody else saying, listen, I got too much going on. I got too much on my plate. I don't have time to like talk on the phone. I don't have time to text you. I don't have time to go out for lunch. I don't have time to spend time with you. Another person feeling rejected, feeling abandoned because of that. It's very common right now because people are trying to grow soul tribes, but then there's other people who are in a lot of sword energy, not grounded, not being able to ground themselves because they're overwhelmed and they're too up here, and they're pushing instead of healthy boundaries. They get into the shove mode, and it's creating Ten of Swords energy. But that's this impulsive Knight energy. A Knight of Wands is very impulsive fire energy. Wands, fire. Knight of Swords in reverse is a very cutting energy. If they were a Knight of Swords upright, that's very clear, very decisive communication. But a Knight of Swords in reverse is a very aggressive, cutting communication. And that's what leads to the Ten of Swords. So we'll clarify the Two of Cups at the end. I want to check out the Knight of Swords. I want to know what the cutting is, because I have a feeling that's where another Ten of Swords might come out. What do we got? The Four of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I don't want this connection right now, and there's the abandonment. Four of Wands in reverse. The Four of Wands is the card of commitments, of connections, of long-term foundations. Remember, because in traditional tarot, it's the Four of Wands that make the what is it? I can't say words today. My brain, sorry. When I have flare-ups, like my brain just like fries. So that's why like the breathing words are just like eluding me today. But Four of Wands in reverse is all about like stable foundations, like long-term commitments. It's marriages. It can be friendships. It's just long-term contracts you have with people. And the Five of Pentacles is the being left out in the cold. It's the abandonment. It's being left behind. It's the loss, right? So this Knight is the person who initiated this loss very suddenly. And a Knight is someone who's in and out. It's kind of like this Queen, this fire energy, this master manifestor, this very powerful, very attractive feminine energy is now feeling rejected. They're like, how could you reject me? Like, I was just trying to love you. I was just trying to do X, Y, Z. And somebody did a self-imposed tower on them. And it's who this Knight was. It's kind of like, nope, abandonment. They triggered the abandonment in this Queen of Wands now. So let's see why they're being so impulsive though, this Knight. It's strange though, because this Knight, ironically, is acting as if they have the upper hand, but they're the Knight and the other person's actually the Queen. And I don't think the Queen of Wands realizes that. I think the Queen of Wands is looking at this Knight as if they're the equal, and they're not. Why is the Knight of Wands here? There's an energetic difference. Let's see what this is. Knight of Wands is here because they're the Knight of Swords. So it's just validation for me as a reader that the Knight of Wands is the Knight of Swords, right? That impulsive energy is the person that did the cutting. I'm not taking all of these. Yeah, they started the drama. The Five of Wands in reverse. To this Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, fighting for this connection, it wasn't worth it to them. They're like, this isn't something that I want to put on my plate right now. Like, this isn't something that's worth the energy to me. And that's offensive to the Queen of Wands. It's kind of like, what do you mean I'm not worth your energy? Like, I'm not worth your time. How can our connection, our Two of Cups connection no less, our soul connection, our very divine connection, not be worth your time? How can I not be worth your time? That's how the Queen sees it. Because the Queen acknowledges how significant this person, this Knight, is to them. And they're kind of like, why is it not mutual? And that's why they're feeling the abandonment. They're like, why do I put you on a pedestal? Why do I see your value, but you don't see my value? So now let's look at the Two of Cups. Because that's why there's a disconnect. That's why it's a tower to the Queen, but to this person, to this Knight over here, it's only a Five of Pentacles. It's a tower, it's a big deal to the Queen, but it's only a little abandonment. It's only a little, I'm just gonna walk away from them. I'm just gonna ghost them, to the Knight. Let's look at the Two of Cups. Let's look at the connection. It still feels like Soul Tribe. Yeah, Magician in reverse. It's a misuse of power. And then we get the Two of Cups again. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that when I get the Two of Cups on top of the Two of Cups, the same card on top of the same card, it's validation for me that the message we've been receiving so far, that I've been channeling, is the right message, right? And with the Magician in reverse, somebody's misusing their power. The Knight, right? The Knight, misusing their power. They have the potential to set a very healthy boundary, but instead of setting a healthy boundary, they're working in the shadow. They're working with a very cutting energy. So let's look at the Nine of Swords, actually. I want to see why they're overthinking and getting very cutting and just ending it versus maybe setting a healthy boundary. Two of Cups, Cancer energy, Magician, Mercurial, Gemini, Virgo. Got a lot of Gemini showing up with the Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Magician, and the Knight of Swords twice. Let's look at the Nine of Swords. Judgment in reverse, and the King of Wands. So we do have a true pair on the board. So you have a King and a Queen of Wands. So we have a true pair, a Two of Cups connection, a very strong soulmate connection. Technically, we have one upright and one reverse because it's an imbalanced connection right now. But with Judgment in reverse attached to the King of Wands, that's validation that they've made the wrong decision. Judgment in reverse, it's the judgment call. It's a decision. It's choices. This King of Wands made the wrong decision by cutting this tie versus setting a healthy boundary. Whoever this king is. And just because it's a king doesn't mean it has to be a man. It's energy. It can be a female, right? But it's just saying that masculine energy, or whoever is embodying this king energy, made the wrong decision by being so impulsive and cutting this person, creating this abandonment, this distance between them. So let's look at Temperance. Let's look at this healing that's supposed to be occurring. Two of Swords, so there will be a stalemate. Oh, and then we have the Knight of Wands next to a King of Swords. So the indecision, how do I heal the situation? Because now they're trying to find the clarity with the King of Swords. How do I come in and heal the situation? Because that's the confusion they have. As a Knight of Wands, now their soul's trying to push them towards healing the situation, towards a temperance, towards the, what's the divine timing here? How do I go in and heal the situation with my Queen of Wands now with this strong soulmate connection? Because now I know that I'm blocked from them and that I've hurt them. I've hurt this counterpart, this person, this strong divine soulmate, right? Prince of Wands, Sagittarius, King of Swords, Aquarius, Two of Swords, Libra. Any final messages on temperance? On this healing of this connection. Any final messages for Cancer? A lot of Sagittarius and Gemini, which makes sense because that's where our North and South node. Yeah, you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. It's all about them opening up emotionally, allowing themselves to be vulnerable, because the only cups we have is the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups, and both cups are surrounded by this Queen of Wands. There's no cups attached to the masculine energy. So the masculine energy's lesson is to open up emotionally, allow themselves to be vulnerable, because they're not allowing their heart space to open up to the Queen. They're like, nah, I got too much on my plate. I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. I'd rather just cut you off. I'd rather stay in Swords and Pentacles. I don't really want to be emotional. This Queen was like, well, I'm offering you my cup. I'm trying to have this soul connection with you. I'm putting you on the pedestal. Where am I? Why aren't you honoring me the way I honor you? So that's what's going on here. Very interesting reading. But the Gemini Sagittarius energy is because in November we have the North and South node, which is Gemini and Sagittarius. That super full moon we have at the end of month. Well, the eclipse full moon we have at the end of month is in Gemini. The North node, which is about the future. So we have a lot of Gemini and Sag going on. It's Sag season, you know, and those two energies are the past and the present, and it's the cleansing of the past so we can move forward into the present. I mean, into the future energy, right? It's a really good time to reflect on what served you, what hasn't served you, so you can move forward. But that also means owning your shit. Owning the aspects of yourself, the shadow of yourself, whether you've been closed off emotionally, whether you've set healthy boundaries or very cutting boundaries, your communication styles, if they work, if they don't work, right? Looking at your side of the street and not pointing at other people's side of the street too, okay? It's not fun, right? Been there, doing it, currently doing it, always doing it. Shadow work's an ongoing process. But I love you guys. This is what I have for you. If you want a personal reading, go ahead, book it down below. Like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'd love to have you as part of the Patreon family. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.